It's time for Drinks with D, boozing and babbling, conversations and cocktails. Here's your host, D. Daniels.
Hello, everybody. It is D. Daniels, episode number 52, Drinks with D. Thanks to my sponsors, Little Lights Pediatric Therapy. And our drink sponsor today, Shakers on Third. It's a Tequila and Me. Get it? Tequila and Me Smalls. And it's very, I went up there because it's hot today. I said, make me something refreshing. They done did it.
Yes, they did.
Yes, we got Chris Kalash here today. Chris, I know we have to look at the camera. You know, now that we are on Roku TV here, live today in the URL studios in beautiful downtown Bismarck, steamy, stinky, sweaty.
That it are.
Beautiful down. What are you thinking so far about this heat wave we've been having? Because this is crazy.
Well, you know, we talked about it a little bit. Like I like heat, but I like the heat when I'm not dressed for work. Like
naked
and
no.
Actually, well, shorts like
Yeah.
like a golf attire. I golfed in
Yeah, my husband does that too. He'll have his jeans on. He'll have his
you know.
jeans on and his polo shirt because he does outside sales, and then he's like, "Come home, I gotta put some shorts on."
Oh yeah, second
and
I
my
get
sandals
yeah,
and
yeah. I walk into my house and I literally, unless I'm carrying groceries that need to go in the refrigerator first, I'm straight to the bedroom and I'm changing into shorts and a t-shirt.
I know. It's hot. It's a record hot heat wave here in North Dakota, July of 2026.
And I'm lucky because they don't mind that I wear a polo shirt. 25 years ago.
Yeah,
When
suit
I
and tie, right?
when I worked across the street, I was expected to wear a coat and tie while I was running around selling ads.
They don't care about your comfort. They don't care.
No.
So I've known Chris a long time. First of all, Chris Kalash, Director of Development at Ann Carlsen Center.
Yes.
And
with the Ann Carlsen Foundation.
Yes. Foundation, yes. But I've known Chris for many, many years in radio, did radio sales and things like that. But we're here today to talk about Ann Carlsen, of course, and a very important event that's coming up on August 13th, Suits and Boots.
Suits and Boots.
Okay, wait a minute, let's hold up the flyer. Okay. Suits and Boots. And I'm very honored that you said, hey, Dee Daniels will MC this event. She knows stuff.
I did. We've got foundation staff spread throughout the state. We've got locations throughout the state.
Yeah.
I'm hoping we'll get to touch on a little bit of that later. But because I'm the person in Bismarck, they said, well, who could we get? And we've had people that have done an okay job in the past, but as luck would have it, I was just getting ready to play in a few weeks
in our golf scramble, the Grand Scramble Foundation. Yes.
For her foundation. And I said, you know what? I think I know somebody who would not only consider doing it, but I think that there'd be a connection there to Dee's life that fit in with Ann Carlsen and the services that we provide.
Light bulb went on over your head.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding. And I told you when my son was younger, he did have services through Ann Carlsen, the autism division. So let's talk a little bit about the event that is coming up at 1603 Main Events. It's August 13th.
It's August 13th. That's a Thursday.
And I actually did buy a special dress because it's boots and suits, or suits and boots. So I'm not so much a country girl. I can pretend I'm a country girl. I mean, I was out at Country Fest. I did stuff. I'm a chameleon, let me tell you. So I find this dress and I screenshot it, send to my girlfriends, and then I'm like, can I pull this off? They're like, oh yeah, you can pull this off.
I probably need to scrounge up a hat because I've got a pair of cowboy boots that I wear. At this point in time, I wear them once a year for Suits and Boots.
So let's explain to everybody Suits and Boots.
Sure.
It's a 14th annual fundraiser. It's kind of evolved over time, but this year's at 1603 Main Events right here in lovely downtown Bismarck, and it's a great fundraiser for Ann Carlsen. So kind of give people the information about it and like how they can sponsor, how they can get their tickets.
Well, it's a fundraising dinner, but it's Western themed. That's why we call it Suits and Boots. So you can expect to come in 5:30. We'll have a cocktail hour. We'll have some country music playing in the background. We're not using live this year. We've used live people in the past. Just kind of trying to keep that part simple. There will be silent auctions, live auctions, some other games that you'd be able to play. there's a dinner. The dinner will has a couple of options. So
Is it a country western? Is it like beans and stuff? Is
no,
it country?
actually no. This year it's gonna be
Burgers on a fire.
that might be nice. No, it's gonna be a chicken marsala.
Oh,
and
wow.
And we've got there's a gluten-free option and a vegan option, which is actually a stir
I'm excited
fry.
for the meal now.
Yeah, the food should be good. When the meal is over or sprinkled in throughout the meal, you'll hear a little bit about Ann Carlsen. A lot of people don't know as much about Ann Carlsen. I mean, I didn't 3 years ago when I didn't.
Yeah.
When I started this job.
Or misconceptions about
or there
Ann
were
Carlsen.
or there are misconceptions. So opportunities to learn a little bit about what we do with kids and young adults, because we're a pediatric organization.
Yes.
We serve people up to the individuals that we help are up to about the year up to 21. And then we have in the past we've had some testimonials. This year we did a video. Sometimes it can. Not everybody's a talker like you, Dee.
Well, some people
you
get
could
nervous.
get you
I
get
can
nervous.
talk for 12 days about something.
So I've seen some people do some fantastic
Yeah.
jobs. I've seen some people who struggled, but their story still
Yes.
moved a lot of folks in the audience.
Yes.
It'll be a video this year. Not that
It's always
not
good
that
when
that
you're
makes
doing
a
events
difference.
like this. Like I said with even my golf shot, you take a little critique and you streamline things
Yeah.
to make it better.
Yeah,
So I
so
mean,
we'll have a
it'll
video.
probably make the program the whole night just flow a little better.
And it'll be a family that'll talk about what Ann Carlsen's services did for them. And honestly, you're not when you work with when we work with individuals who have, for instance, autism, you're not just taking care of that person who
Yeah,
has
it's
the
the family.
autism. The whole family is benefiting, and the whole family actually gets. I don't want to call it therapy, but it's kind of like training.
Yeah.
Since we're talking about
Yeah.
your golf tournament, if somebody tells me to do a certain thing with my golf swing, and then I go home and my dad tells me to do something different with
Yeah.
my golf swing's never going to get better. So I have watched our therapists. They sort of debrief, like they'll say, okay, today I was working with your child, and when your child did this, we did this to redirect, or we did this to make sure we're getting the behavior that we want. And so the debrief is so important, because then the parents take that knowledge back and they can help reinforce it.
Well, yeah, when you're in therapy, when you have a special needs child, I mean, yes, you're in therapy how many hours a day or what, or in school, but you still have to implement that stuff at home, because
probably
you don't want to
the
go
same
2
thing,
steps
yeah.
back. You
Yeah.
have to kind of and then you have those meetings with your care staff or whatever, and you're trying to be on the same page to make sure that you're, implementing the same things. Otherwise, for anybody as an adult at a workplace, it's confusing if one boss tells you to do this and the other boss tells you to do that. You don't know what to do. So
that's a great example. I've used free throw and golf swing examples when I'm describing it to people. But either or, if you're getting mixed messages, you're not going to be. And what you're trying to do is help them progress, help them be able to navigate the diagnosis that they have, so that they can have as good a life as possible, and be able to not be nervous out in society.
and I'll speak for that point when you get that diagnosis as someone who's got a child with special needs, being severely autistic, you don't know what to do. I've been in it 13, 14 years now, but when you're just like, what? And then you're like, please help me. Because I'm that person, I'm okay, what do we have to do? What services are there? So not everybody's like that, though, granted. I will say, but I'm that person. It's like, well, what can we do to give him a better quality of life? That's where I'm also in things with my daughter being the sibling of a special needs child. That's a whole other thing. But so you guys do amazing things. And Carlsen's been around since when? I remember growing up and we're like, oh, that's Jamestown, right? We got to go.
It was in Jamestown. We are celebrating, actually, in just a couple of weeks. We're celebrating our 85th anniversary in Jamestown. So we're in Jamestown, founded in 1941. If you think about that, that's when World War II. That's when we entered World War II. World War II started before it. But a little history for you all. The United States entered World War II in 1941, but a lot of things have changed in a lot of places there, and
perception on special needs and things.
Perception on special needs, and the ability to, the ability to get in and out of buildings has changed, and so that is one of the reasons that we have locations in Grand Forks and Fargo and here in Bismarck, because some parents can care for their children at home, and once upon a time, if somebody had trouble you just think of all the places that are wheelchair accessible now.
yeah,
Those
yeah.
places weren't necessarily wheelchair accessible in the
Yeah.
40s, the 50s, the 60s,
Oh, God, no.
the 70s. So, I mean, there's that gave us the opportunity, and that was mostly physical disabilities that we provided services for then. And so things like autism, when that became more common or more diagnosed and the therapy came about, we realized that we needed to be able to offer that sort of thing, because those weren't young people that needed to go live in Jamestown.
No.
Those were people that could live at home with mom and dad, but mom and dad needed the help that the therapist could provide.
Yes, and mom and dad needed that little time for, if you do respite care or whatever, they need that time. Everyone needs a break. I mean, even, parents who have a typical child and the baby's screaming, everyone needs a break. Everyone needs a little time to decompress and
Yeah, but if your child has special needs, you can't just necessarily...
You can't just leave them.
You need somebody with a little bit more training than a babysitter.
For example, like family members, not every
Yeah.
family member gets it. So grandma might not get, what it's all about and stuff like that. But
some of those opportunities.
The event is coming up, and there's a lot of things going on, because I know we have the flyer, but what can they expect? So we're going to have a program. We're going to talk about what Ann Carlsen does. It's at Suits and Boots. We're going to have like a silent auction.
Yep.
And
a live auction.
And a live auction. So I'm not doing the live auction part, by the way. I can talk really fast.
As a matter of fact.
But I don't think I would not be able to keep my numbers straight. So we have an amazing person doing that.
Anybody who's gone to a few fundraisers in the Bismarck and Mandan areas if you've been lucky enough, you've seen Dale Pahlke, the president of Dakota Community Bank, do the auction, and we've had a couple of different auctioneers, and they have all been great. But Dale is just kind of a favorite, and I happen to also be a customer, so I've known Dale for a long time. He's
gonna you raise that paddle, that paddle.
He does that. As a matter of fact, a couple of years ago when we had him before, I specifically remember him mentioning to someone that they should be bidding.
I know it's your bank account. No, he can't say that.
No,
Wrong.
he didn't say that, but
no, but he's like, come on.
He might have he might have implied it.
I know. Calling people out's good. That's how to get people,
No, so Dale will do that, and we got some really cool things. I was just before I came in here, doing some double checking, but we will have a suite at the Ralph.
A suite at the Ralph Engelstead?
At the Ralph Engelstead Arena.
Oh, my.
Choose your weekend right now is what it's looking like.
That's amazing.
So
that's live auction or silent?
That'll be live.
Okay, so like the bigger items will be like the live. Okay.
Yeah. And
so I know what the biggest item is, because he's big.
There is one big one. Go ahead. Yeah.
Is it dinner with Josh Duhamel? Is it dinner, or is it just dancing, or what? I mean, what's all going on?
Well, it's the opportunity to bid
cabin?
on dinner. I don't think that. I think the location would be to be determined. But
it might have to be neutral, just because there are stalkers out there.
Well, yeah.
Maybe
I could
be one of them.
I was just going to say, I'm not. I was trying not to.
I will come along and chaperone the dinner.
But yes, dinner with Josh Duhamel. I believe that his wife is going to be along.
Well, they have a new baby, I mean.
No, that is not dinner. He will not be at this dinner. I want to be very careful. We were
he
talking,
will not be at Suits and Boots at 1603 on August 13th.
You're bidding on the opportunity.
You're bidding on the opportunity, and I'm assuming that they'll figure out later on where you'll meet at.
The details will be determined after the fact.
Yes, because he's in Fargo, Minnesota, now. That's where he lives now. So, I mean, you'll kind of, maybe you'll get to go to Fargo and just say, hey,
or if he's heading this way, I believe he still has
Facebook.
Family.
I mean,
he's still got family in Minot, so I think he gets there.
Did you know this? Do you remember when we worked together, Matt Murphy?
Vaguely, I remember him.
He went to high school with Josh Duhamel.
One of the guys I knew in college went to high school with Josh.
So everybody went to school with Josh Duhamel.
Yeah.
I went to radio school in Minot, but
fact,
I mean, I think he graduated 1990. I think he's a year younger than me. Okay. And I actually was up in radio school in Meyer School of Broadcasting in 1990. Never ran into him. I don't know why.
Oh, well.
I was everywhere in Minot.
He was probably doing high school boy things.
I was not. I was in radio school doing crazy radio girl things.
Yeah, crazy radio. So I mean, that's why I enjoy.
These are amazing prizes you guys have. I mean, obviously, kudos to your board or your staff or whoever has to go around and get silent auction.
Mostly Chris chasing them around, to be perfectly honest. But
that's you, this Chris?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, do you have Josh Duhamel's number then? I mean,
no, that one was arranged by somebody else. No,
Okay.
I don't know.
I need that
do
phone
not. I
number
do
as
not
well.
know the man. You talk about everybody knows him.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a chiropractor here at town who played football up at Minot State, which
Okay.
Josh did.
oh yeah.
And he says to me, Kalash, you know who my roommate was freshman year?
Josh Duhamel.
Josh Duhamel. And this was a long time ago. Like he had just started to be in movies. So I was kind of like, who?
Yeah. I remember I don't know why, because I didn't even watch his soap opera a lot, but I remember when he started, like, I think he was on All My Children or something like that. When his first one,
okay, I think somebody did say
he was
he
on
was
a
in a
soap.
soap.
Every really famous actor's been on a soap, like Demi Moore and all those. But
Sure.
anyway, we're getting off path here.
No.
So August 13th, Suits and Boots, 1603, tickets.
Tickets you can
auction,
buy online.
right? Yeah.
Yep.
Is it so individual? You buy a table? How does that all work?
Sponsorships are available for businesses. So if a business wants to buy a table and have logo presence at the event, they can contact me. I don't know what. We have to figure out the right way to have them contact me.
Well, just why don't you throw out your email, perhaps?
It's Chris.Kalash, which is Kalash at ancenter.org. And that is ANNE.
I know.
CENTER.org. Not .com. I do that sometimes myself.
Or maybe you have an office number they can call in just in case they...
but I
Give out your private number. Come on, dude.
701-391-3917. And like I say, there are different sponsorship packages available that do most of which come with seats. You can just buy a table of 8 if you just want to make it into a couples night, girls night, something like that. Opportunity to put on your fancy new Western
duds,
dress and
your
put
duds.
on those boots that are at the back of the closet. Come out and see us. It'd be a good time. Tickets are $100 a piece, so table's $800. We're not offering anything special with
You got
that.
social hour, you got meal, you got entertainment, you've got a chance to canoodle with Josh Duhamel.
No, you know. Well, you get a chance to buy.
Chance to canoodle. No, you can canoodle with him. He's not there, but if you win, you're
Then you can canoodle.
Unless his wife doesn't like canoodling. Well, most
I don't know if
wives
I'd want to get in a fight with you, though, Dee.
He's way too tall for me, though.
I was talking about the wife. I don't think you want to get in a fight with him. You want to wrestle with him, not fight.
Well, no. No. I mean, whatever. That's a whole nother. That's a
different
topic,
show.
so.
I'm sorry.
But I mean, obviously, you guys are still like looking for silent auction items.
We can still take silent auction items.
And that's the same. They should contact you for that as well.
I can be contacted for that. You can buy the tickets online if you're looking for tickets and you're not but not interested in a sponsorship, because I could share the benefits of the sponsorships. You can go to our website, which is anncarlsen.org, and you can. There's an events button. It's green, kind of in the upper right hand corner. If you hit events and then you hit suits and boots, there's a buy tickets here, and then you can just. It's very easy. Take a credit card.
So will you allow walk up that day if people are like, I'm not sure my schedule. I mean, if there's room, can you, or you have to kind of have the meal plan in advance, like how many people?
We need to have a meal count.
Or you have a cutoff maybe the Monday before.
I don't want to say we'll take walk-ups, but I'm sure, if I say we won't take walk-ups, that means that there's a little bit of room in the catering for a few walk-ups.
I'll give up my chicken
That makes
marsala.
sense.
I mean,
we
I'll
really
eat in the
do.
kitchen.
In order, remembering that we're a nonprofit, we're trying to raise money. We're looking
much
at the
money as
bottom
possible,
line.
yeah.
So we want to have a good meal count at least a week in advance. It's like I say, since it's a Thursday night right here in town. If you've got nothing going on, or
Thursday's
you
like
just
the
need
new Friday
or
in
you just
summer.
need a date night. I mean, it is a pretty fun time, and
But it's a fun event. It's different. I mean,
it's an
besides going
excuse
out to Country Fest, I mean, when can you put on your country duds and and this is an air conditioned comfort because Country
It's
Fest
air
was
conditioned
freezing.
comfort. It is,
It's not freezing, it was roasting.
we're not calling it formal, but probably shouldn't be in the cutoff shorts.
No, not the Daisy Dukes.
So
no Daisy Dukes.
Jeans and boots is fine. Like I'll be in jeans
Yeah.
and boots, and I'll probably be in a sport coat, no tie.
Yeah.
Then if it gets as warm as it almost
your
always
spurs
gets,
on,
that sport coat will be gone. No, I don't have any spurs.
Yeah.
I literally have a pair of cowboy boots because about 10 or 15 years ago, about 10 years ago, I was in a wedding in Montana. And my friend said, you need to buy boots for this. I was like, oh
Don't worry, I don't really have really
So I
bad
have comfortable
sneezes either.
boots because I wasn't going to stand in front of all those people in some uncomfortable boots. One of the other groomsmen, he goes, I got these at a thrift store and my feet are killing me. And I felt, all of a sudden, I felt pretty smart
Yeah?
for the money that I dropped
Yeah,
on
when you
those
get
boots.
older though, you realize that when you're 20, you're like, I don't care, they look good. I can't walk and I have blisters and my feet are
Yeah.
bleeding. But when you get older, you're like, it's all about
Yeah,
comfort.
no, Then
That's why you wear leggings all the time. Too. I do, not you.
I
You
don't
wear
wear-
leggings.
No.
In the winter, sweatshirt, leggings, very comfortable. But so probably like a week before the event cut off, like ticket sales.
Yeah,
and
that's
all that,
that's
and all
where
that
that's
good
where
stuff.
we prefer to
So,
cut
I
it
mean,
off,
we're
yeah.
getting into August here. We've got a little time. Yeah, like I said, the event is August 13th at 1603 Main Events. The important thing, the location has changed. If you haven't been to 1603, that is a beautiful
Mm-hmm.
venue. I mean, I've been there for certain events. I've been there for weddings. It is a beautiful venue. That is just breathtaking to go check that out as well.
Yeah, we just like the convenience of it. To be
Yes,
perfectly
I mean it's
honest.
great though, and then so you got a lot going on. Like I said, and then we'll discuss. I mean, they'll discuss what Anna Carlsen offers a little bit for people. I think you probably have a lot of people that kind of have gone to this event every year.
Yeah, well, we've got people that are regulars, and those folks, they're good supporters. Sometimes it's just hearing about what we do has touched their heart. Sometimes it's because they've got a family member
Yeah.
who has, or a friend, a friend's family member. We have many people who are regular attendees. The people that just sometimes, the business decides, I make a good presentation
Yeah.
to a business. They decide to be a sponsor. They've got seats, and then they fill
Yeah.
the table with employees. And sometimes some of them just walk away going, I had no idea this happened in Bismarck.
And it's a great perk because there are people that don't understand special
Yeah.
needs, even though, I think it's not that people don't care. I think that they're not around it, or sometimes you just need to educate people. I have people all the time that stop me on the street, ask me stuff about like my son, and I'm
Gee, I
like,
fit
you got to
that.
educate people.
I like in 3 years working in our office in Bismarck, I'm in the same office space. I'm in the same clinic where the services are provided, and so I go to the lobby and I let people in.
Yeah.
We've got a doorbell, and kids come in, and the kid that was nonverbal and ignored, because I put on a happy face.
Yeah.
And I say hi, and
Yeah.
the kid that doesn't come in, or that wouldn't acknowledge me, who acknowledged me just 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I looked at one of the therapists and I said, I don't know if that's on the checklist, but he just said hi to me. He'd never done that,
Yeah.
and like that's a step. Like
Oh, yeah.
we've got a friend whose son comes to us, and he wouldn't talk to me in my own home when he was a guest. And as luck would have it, when I started my job, he started coming to Ann Carlsen for his
Gotcha.
therapy. And about 6 months in, it was Christmas time, and he came walking down the hallway, which many of the kids like to do. They like to walk down the hallway where the office workers are, and they just check to see what we're up to.
Make sure you're actually working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks in, he looks at me, and he
Aw.
punches his chest, and he says, Dinah. There's a dinosaur on his shirt.
Yeah.
And again, I know the family, so I looked at him and I said, did you get that shirt from Grandpa for Christmas? And he looked at me, he said, yeah. And
Aw.
I started to tear up, and my office mate said, you crying? I said, I'm not crying, you are.
There's no crying in baseball.
Went home and
Yeah, but that's touching.
went home and I told my wife the story, and she said, the Grinch cried at work.
But people don't get that. I mean, and like you say, you're in that
yeah.
world. I mean,
So now I am, and like I say, I just try to. I'll ask questions. Like I don't do any. There's HIPAA rules. I don't know any kid's diagnosis.
Yeah.
I don't know all of what they need or anything like that. So I try to be pleasant and say hi. And if somebody tells me don't do that, then I'll stop. But like I've got a bunch of different balls and stress balls on my desk. So there are kids that like to play catch. I just get if they want to interact with me. Once when I was playing catch with a little boy, one of the therapists, they chart on their phone. She just got her phone out and she was like, oh my God, he's just hitting. Like because he was smiling, he was laughing, he was trying to communicate. This one's nonverbal. but he was making grunting sounds that sounded more like communication than than nothing.
He's probably engaging you with his eyes.
And
that eye contact.
all of those things were happening, and like they were just excited because he was connecting with me.
Yeah. And that's the thing I always say too about people don't get, like when I take my son out or whatever, that just because my son's nonverbal as well doesn't mean they don't understand, because they're not giving that verbal feedback. And I still get that now. We kick Grant out. He has his headphones on, and people, because he's sensitive to noises, and I'm just like, he's not talking to you, but he understands everything you say.
Yep.
He understands. So just don't talk over him. You can still ask him. He might not, but he might give you a look like, oh yes, or he'll do the same thing to me at home. I'll be like, well, what cereal do you want? And I'll take him in the pantry. He'll tap whichever box. He can't.
Yep.
I mean, he has an iPad for communication, but on the fly, sometimes that stuff isn't always the easiest.
But that's a thing that I've learned. Like I used to maybe, and shame on me, but I'm not proud of it. You might just walk right on by him. But now, as I said,
now you get it. Like if the light bulb came on.
I look him in the eye, say hi.
Yeah.
As I'm walking out the door to go do my work out on the street, and they notice, like you said, which you don't realize, because if they don't give you that
because most people
feedback,
probably just walk by them and pretend like they're invisible. Honestly,
sadly, yes. And I'm not proud to admit, aside from the fact that I'm proud of the change, I was one of those people.
Well, I would say I was that one too before my son was diagnosed,
Sure. And
before I even became a parent. I mean, my husband and I talk about all the time what people, yes, it's very stressful and it's hard, and we worry about what'll happen to him after we're gone and things like that. But he's going to be 16 this fall. Since he was born or diagnosed 13 years ago, the empathy you learn, what you learn about yourself and what you can do for others, and just, it's just amazing, because when my son even goes to camp where he goes, it's like I try to, if there's another kid there and I know it's not him, I'm like, hey, hey Journey, how are you today? And like, he's verbal, he'll talk.
Sure.
He has Down syndrome. He'll talk to me, and I'm like, and he's just like, and I'll walk in sometimes to pick up my son, and he'll be, Grant's mom's here. And I'm like, yes, I'm just Grant's mom. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, it's amazing. And you shouldn't blame yourself, because if you're not immersed in that world, and that's why I feel like, so we're talking about, if you're going to come to the Suits and Boots, here's the deal. You might not know anything about special needs people or anything like that, but walk away maybe learning something as well.
You get to learn.
Not just having a fun time, a great meal, maybe winning some auction items or things like that and being social, but learn something about special needs.
That's the underlying goal. I mean, don't get me wrong. We're there to try to raise money for our operations. I mean, and our operations are always in need of money.
Yes.
But a large part of that is making sure that if people understand what we do, it's easier to say, I want to support that. There are things about us as a nonprofit. We take, sometimes people get, those aren't, it's not an inexpensive thing to take care of a child with special needs.
No.
You would know this.
Just therapies in general.
And in some cases, and therapy can, one thing that we do is we take all Medicaid cases. So we've got people who have private pay, we've got people who have insurance, we have people who are on Medicaid. We don't put any kind of cap on our Medicaid cases. Medicaid doesn't pay as well as insurance. I don't want to sound like and it's a struggle person.
Sometimes if you have both, they fight with each other. I've had that happen too. So it's just
I didn't even know that.
Yes, that's why it's best just to have your kid just on the Medicaid, because they're like, oh, no, you pay that bill. No, you pay that bill. No.
And about 70% of our caseload is on Medicaid.
Yeah.
And just right out just to keep the lights on, the foundation raises about 30% of our budget every year. And we've got 600 employees statewide, so we're not. You're not talking about a small budget.
No. I mean, and it's amazing. I mean, do we have any major sponsors that you have consistently every year that we want to give a shout out to, or besides? I mean,
I should have put that list together. With Dakota Community Bank is a regular
because
sponsor.
Obviously Dale's going to be there as well. I mean,
First International Bank and Trust.
They're always amazing. First International
is a fantastic sponsor. I know they've been a good sponsor for you too. Let me think.
But you want to be mentioned too. You can just
our printing partner, United Printing. Does a lot of our printing, and they have stepped up and been a very good sponsor. Ooh, see now.
But see, now
I'm
anybody can be a sponsor, though. Still, like,
Anybody can be a sponsor,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm sure there's all sponsorship levels as well. Because
We have levels.
My budget's. It's
We
a
have
hard thing.
levels.
They're like, my budget's taken up for the year. If you don't hit me in January, it's like
anywhere from $10,000 down to $500.
Yeah,
I can
or just
tailor something.
buy a table for your
Or just
staff.
buy a table.
Yeah.
For you want to buy an $800 table, you can do that.
Or donate a silent auction item.
Yeah, and we do any and all of the above.
Yes. So I mean, it's an amazing event. I think it's unique because it is kind of like different. I mean, like I said, besides Country Fest, where can you like get your country on? And
Exactly.
I mean, I'm hoping to look quite glamorous that day.
I suspect you will.
Not glamorous. Glamorous probably is the wrong word.
We will have, and I believe we're going to have a photo booth, so we'll get,
Oh,
we'll get a chance to have
Those are always fun.
I can get a photo with the glamorous D.
Yeah, I
wearing
know.
boots that.
I'll be like Glamour Shots. Glamour Shots D. Remember Glamour Shots?
Oh yes, I
had one of those.
I'm as old as you. I know.
It was in the mall. I know that was the rage. No, now you just take out your phone and do your own Glamour
Yeah.
Shots.
Yeah,
Right.
kids don't know how.
I
how
know.
good they got
My
it.
daughter said to me a couple weeks ago, "What did you do?" Because our internet's a little spotty at our house, and my daughter's like, "Well, what did you do when your internet didn't work?" I go, "We didn't have internet. We rode our bike to town 7 miles, killed a bear on the way." Things like that.
I totally understand.
Yeah.
I tried to watch Seinfeld with my son, and there are
Best show ever.
there are points in Seinfeld where I literally paused and I explained why this was a big deal. Because the answering machine stuff, or the speed dial episode,
Yeah.
like those really made no sense because
I had an answering machine.
because he has a phone. Because
they were never not connected to somebody.
right. So
Oh my God, I remember even when I worked at radio, I worked nights and overnights, and I had the answer machine, and you had to call it from the landline to punch in the code to hear your answering, say if anybody called, and then if no one called, you were sad because no one loved you. Okay, this is going to time me really bad. I don't know if you ever did this. Like, all my girlfriends used to hang out in the ground round for happy hour. Like, I had to work, and then I'd be like, I wouldn't get off till like 7 or whatever, but I was doing like afternoons. So I'd call the ground round and say, can you page blah, 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 to see if they're in the bar. And that's what people did back then.
oh yeah,
You didn't like just you randomly ran into somebody. It seemed really exciting. Now you're like texting them, where the hell are you?
yep.
Weren't you here yet?
Oh,
Now, but if you
same
ran
thing.
into somebody just randomly,
Sure.
even now in life though, if you're at the grocery store and you just run into somebody who went to high school, I'm like, oh my God.
Mhm.
And I didn't text him, are you buying waffles today? I'm buying waffles. Come meet me at Walmart. See, kids don't know.
No, I just don't get it.
They don't get it.
Just like
kids
if
don't
you
just understand.
if you aren't sure what you're supposed to buy at the grocery store, you can call or text and say, "What brand?"
Yeah, I know.
If there's somebody that's like, weird about brands.
Oh yeah, brands.
Some are.
Yeah.
Some are
Yeah,
not.
because I don't have my list. I don't forget everything. So, Suits and Boots, it is August 13th here in Bismarck at 1603 Main Events. If you want to sponsor, if you want to get tickets, you want to donate an item, Chris
Yeah.
is the guy you got to talk to. Let's give him your email again.
CHRIS.KALASH@ANNCenter.org, and that's
Yes.
ANNECENTER.org.
So, where do you feel you're at for the event? I mean, we're like a week or a couple of weeks out here. So, are you feeling good? You're like,
I'm feeling pretty good. We definitely have room. Like
You'll never turn anybody away.
That is
You're
a
not gonna
nice
turn
size
anybody away.
venue. So we're not worried about running out of space. We just kind of put another push on, and a couple of really nice things have come in that could be, like I said, both silent or live auction. I believe we got ourselves a raffle permit, so we might be if we've got something that sort of fits in the middle size, we might sell some raffle tickets.
Oh, that's exciting.
Another game that we do is the heads or tails game.
Oh,
if
fun.
you're familiar, and if you're not,
Well, like the old school, like flipping the coin.
Well, yeah,
like a football game.
Well, we call it suits or boots. So we sell the
there
card.
you go.
We sell the card. I believe we're going to sell them for $20. That's what we did last year anyway. You hold up suits, and then we flip the coin.
Gotcha.
And then if suits comes up,
That's
you
cool.
get to keep standing. If boots comes up, you got to
That's
sit.
That's a great game.
And then last person standing gets the prize. And,
That's a great game.
I
Did you come up with that?
We could do it. No, I didn't come up with it, but it's a lot of fun to sell.
It sounds like a lot.
It's actually, and it's fun when they watch because
and people get into it, I'm sure.
yeah, because and I think last year there was one of the little kids in one of the featured family. That's what we call the family. We do a story on. One of the little kids made it pretty far into the thing, so it was pretty neat too. And then, like I say, some of the live auction items. Kyle up at Woodland Resort in Devil's Lake gave us an ice fishing package.
Oh wow, that's nice.
It's 2 days of ice fishing and lodging. You got to bring your own poles. They provide everything else: the guide, the bait, the house.
Yeah, I'm sure you got poles.
Yeah.
You're good. You're all good.
I'm just trying to think of some of the other things.
Well, I mean, are you going to be posting that stuff kind of in advance on your Facebook or your
Some of
website, so you'll kind of people see what kind of? I mean, we're a couple weeks out, so they'll kind of look for that and go, "Oh, I better bring my extra checkbook that day or whatever."
Well, and then I'm just trying to kind of run through it in my brain. You'll be able to bid on rooftop dinner. So dinner from Stone Home, but on the top.
I've been up there.
On the top up there, I've been up there. It's a cool space, but I've never had a meal served to me. Like this would be a special meal, not one of the like.
Is it all by yourself?
Well, it could be up to, I think it's up to 8.
Oh wow!
Remember. So I mean,
it's a great view up there.
If you wanted to bid on it and just
you
you
can
and
see
your
all the
husband
way to
did it.
Albuquerque from up there.
Well,
it's beautiful.
pretty sure you
I've
can
done
see,
yoga
I know
up
you
there.
can see the University of Marriott.
I've done yoga up there.
Yep.
And then the First International had an amazing party up there last year. They had like a anniversary
I've been
party.
to a couple of things up there.
Yeah, don't take the stairs. That's a lot of work. Take the elevator.
Yeah, no, I didn't even know they had stairs.
There's stairs.
Oh, they have to. It's code. But
Yeah.
I have never used the stairs at the First Internet.
Always.
I might be
If you're
fibbing.
gonna do the stairs, I'll do the stairs up, never down.
I've been to one of the other offices in that building, and I think I might have
There's
jumped up a few.
There's a lot of stairs as well. So we're talking about the things you need to make this event to even make it even better. Anything else that we should let them know about Suits and Boots? It's August 13th, 1603, right here on Main Street in Bismarck, USA.
Anything else to make it better? I think the thing that'll make it the best would be to see all your smiling faces there, because
I think it's going to be a day of fun.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, you might learn a little something.
And and to learn something, like I say, that I was describing my own experience over the last 3 years. When you learn a little bit, all of a sudden, like I literally describe all of the people who provide the different therapy services: occupational therapy, physical therapy, and ABA therapy, advanced behavioral analysis, which is what we would get for your son with autism. And they often work in concert with either the speech therapist or the occupational therapist or both, kind of depending on what he needs. Like if you say he's nonverbal, I think you just said, so he probably spent more time with a speech therapist than he did with an occupational.
He does both.
But he might have done both.
He does both.
But he would probably do both because there might be other things, textures, what have you.
But people don't even know about what's speech, what's OT. I mean, things like that.
Yeah.
So you said that you have a family. Like, is there just one specific family again this year that'll be presenting?
There's one specific family that'll be presented, and that'll be this video that I was talking about. And we just had somebody come out to produce that. We're waiting to see the first draft.
That's amazing. See, I love that piece of it, because you're not just like, we're having a fundraiser. And people, even our golf scramble, like, why is Grant not here? I'm like, well, Grant would run across the tee box and get hit by a golf ball and whatever. So I bring my daughter out. She's representing the family or whatever. But I mean,
well, and and I think people have asked that same kind of question with us. And last year, the young woman was there, and she did fine. But I'm sure that the family might have been saying to themselves, gosh, I hope she does fine.
Well, and you have to figure out their comfort level. And if you're going to stress them, you always try to try something. And, if it's a fail, then maybe 6 months later, try again. But you don't overstress them. Like my son, if it's loud, it's whatever, he's going to be miserable. He's going to hate it. He's going to be like, whatever. So you got to do what's best for your kid. You want to kind of push those things and get them new skills, but you also don't want to torture.
Yeah, and the cool thing with the video, because we had done at least partial videos anyway in the past, but then have the parent speaking. This is you get multiple takes, and you get the chance to, you'll get to hear from each of the therapists that they worked with, who will say, these are the things that we've accomplished.
Yes.
And one of the big things, like Ann Carlsen, our mission is to make the world a more inclusive place where independence is a gift to all. And when I get the chance to talk to groups, I say, that independence is different. It can be different for each person. So we try so hard to figure out where they are so we can meet them there and we can bring them to a place that's oftentimes further than mom and dad ever expected their child to, more than they expected their child to be able to do.
That's what every parent wants.
And it doesn't matter what that lift is or where the start is, or for that matter where you get up to. If you're getting up to a point where you can take the child to a restaurant and they can sit down, point at their food and eat the food, and you can sit like a
don't have
family.
To go, okay, we got 15 minutes or else we're gonna have a meltdown.
So you don't have to, and so sometimes it's that small. Sometimes it's walking. We do work with people that have physical disabilities. There's a young man who, little guy that really had quite an effect on me. He walks into the office 75% of the time now. He didn't 3 years ago, and the first time I saw him walking, I almost fainted. I didn't know he could walk. And one of his parents has told me he's a miracle baby. He wasn't supposed to live past 18 months.
That's amazing.
And is that all us? No, it's some great parents. It's great medical team and everywhere. But we get to be part of that concert. And I say we very loosely because I say to the therapists at work, I don't do any of the magic you guys do.
But you're a piece of it though, because you help the magic to be made. Because if you didn't do what you did,
I try and help.
We couldn't have the therapist. We couldn't have the building, the lights on.
That's the kind of great people that I work with because they say that to me, and
it's like in any job, but it's really
no. But it actually gets me a little here when they say we couldn't do this without you. You help pay for it.
Yeah, and they
and when they say that, it's nice to have them recognize that.
Yeah.
Not that I know that it's important. But when they say it, then you know that they understand you're part of the team.
Makes Chris want to go to work. That's like when we worked in radio. It was the radio.
Nothing makes me want to go to work except the importance of paying for my golf.
But do you remember radio, the good old days, Chris? There's salespeople and jocks, and it was the chicken or the egg. Like, what came first? Well, if you didn't have jocks, you wouldn't have And then if you didn't have salespeople, you wouldn't have a station because you couldn't sell anything. Yeah.
You guys wouldn't get to play on the air if we didn't pay for you. No, I remember.
Yes. It's the chicken or the egg thing all the time. I got in an argument with my daughter, the chicken. She swears it was the chicken that came first. I'm like, well, how did the chicken just get, I don't know. She Googled it, and that's how she...
Is it biblical? Maybe God invented the chicken.
No, she saw it on the internet. Because she's 13, okay. She thinks everything she sees on the internet is real, and I keep telling her no. But I will say on that,
my son who's studying cybersecurity, he might be able to straighten some of that out.
I will just say anything as a special needs parent is like, get that firsthand experience with somebody, whether they have autism or Down syndrome or a physical disability or any other diagnosis, because I get frustrated with what TV puts out there or movies, and they make everything kind of, they stereotype everybody and put them together, and everybody... They always say, if you know one kid on the spectrum, you know one kid on the spectrum. And I think that's with any disability. And I think don't sit there, not everybody's Sheldon Cooper from The Big Bang Theory. That drives me nuts. Yeah. They're like, what's he good at? And I'm like, not everybody's a savant that has, who's on the spectrum. So I think it's good to get that firsthand experience.
That is something I've learned.
And educate yourself. I'm speaking with Chris Kalash from Ann Carlsen, Director of Development. We're talking about Suits and Boots, August 13th at 1603 Main Events. This is their 14th annual. Thanks to my sponsors, Little Lights Pediatric Therapy. Shakers on 3rd. Well, okay, Tequila Me Smalls. It's good. It's refreshing.
Yeah, it is kind of refreshing.
I know. It's
Tequila Me Smalls.
Tequila Me Smalls. Not like Killing Me Smalls, like the movie Tequila Me Smalls.
I did not know what you meant. Now I finally got
light bulb. See the light bulb.
See, light bulb. Light bulb just came on. Another thing, I know that we were... talking about tickets a little while ago. If you're interested and, really just we're also searching for volunteers who might like to help. The help is not going to be hard. Might be monitoring the silent auction table. It might be selling the heads or tails cards that I was talking to you about. It might be helping with setup or helping with teardown. If that's of interest, you can contact me at that email address, Chris, which is CHRIS.KALASH at ANNCenter.org, ANNECENTER.org. Happy to have some volunteers. Couple of people who volunteered last year. It turns out their schedule didn't work, so they couldn't come. But they literally, she said, I learned so much. Yeah. And she happens to work for another nonprofit. So she was also learning how to run a good fundraiser. Yeah. And the nonprofit world is so amazing. Like we talked about the fact that I sold advertising. Yeah. So when we sold advertising, you saw somebody from one of the other stations. You wanted to slash their tires or something. Yeah. And
that was even, I don't even know, it was his olden days too. Now I think people are a little bit more like, now, I don't care. We all breathe the same air.
The people that work in the nonprofit world, everybody is so helpful and supportive. Even on our fundraising side, we have a group that gets together on a monthly basis and we just talk about what's working, what's not.
It is, and I think I'll tell you a thing.
It's like a support
story
group.
About even me. If I get donations for our small nonprofit Grants Grind, furry friends people will message me. Do you need some silent auction baskets? For your event. I'm like, hell, I do. Yeah. And then I'm like, I'll share. And then it's as simple as me sharing their event or maybe helping. So it's like we're a community. Yeah. We shouldn't be in that competitive fight because
So if that ticket doesn't make doesn't sound like it's a good option for you, we buy the meal. Show up, learn
a little something.
Show up, give us a little bit of help. Well, you get the opportunity to listen to the program. We're not going to make you work while the speaker's speaking. Yeah,
but I find I'm 55 years old. I always say, you know what? I learn something pretty much every year, of which I thought you get a certain age, it's like you're stagnant, and I try to do something new every year. I push myself to try to do something. But you learn something. Never stop trying to learn something. And then I always say, never judge a book by its cover either. And when I was younger, I think, and this has a lot to do with being a special needs parent, I probably was that judgy person. Now I'm like, well, you don't know what they're going through. You don't know. Because I've gotten those stares at the store. I've gotten those.
I'll bet you have.
It's like, can't you control your kid kind of looks. And then I'm like, I can't come punch you now because I have to go chase him, but I will find you and punch you later. No, I wouldn't. No. I'm a kind soul. I'm like 5 feet tall. I won't hurt anybody.
I'm sure you have had that happen.
It happens to every parent. And don't you think that a special needs parent or whatever is mortified? I don't care if your kid's 5, if your kid's 25. Sure. And you're out. You can't.
And we're doing something this weekend it's like a community event, but specific people are invited. Everybody's getting services from us. And that's the parking lot at Northbrook Mall on Saturday from 10 to noon. We're going to have a bouncy house, an obstacle course, and some activities. And one of the things there then is you've got it's one thing the parents that are going to be there know more about how you feel than, obviously it's open to the public. If somebody else comes, we're not going to turn them away. Yeah. But we're specifically working hard to invite those parents to bring their kids so that they can have that.
And then you have that,
call it a safe space, but
I think that there's like-minded parents like you. So if something happens, you're not going to be like, oh my god. Yeah. Yeah. My husband and I drive separate to even family occasions because if it's too much for my son, my daughter shouldn't have to miss out. You know. So it's just one of those things. So like I said, educate yourself. I'm excited to MC this, and I'm honored that you asked me. Suits and Boots, August 13th, 1603 main events for Ann Carlsen. So Chris Kalash. I'd like to do something at the end of my podcast. Dun, dun, dun. It's called 5 Questions.
Okay. Can I say one other thing?
You can say one other thing.
I don't know how we work it with you with this in particular.
Uh-oh. I can go on a date with Josh Duhamel.
Well, that wasn't.
That's not your.
I thought that's what happily, however you run a contest on this, give away a couple of tickets.
I think we'll talk about this after. We could do this on Facebook.
Okay.
Let's do this as a Facebook event.
I just wasn't sure how you would work something like that, so
Yeah,
I should have asked you before we came on the air, and so I put you on the spot.
Well, since we're pre-recording,
bad
let's do this live. No, we'll do this. Well,
Okay.
so make sure you check Facebook,
Okay.
and then we'll do some kind of contest. That'd be great. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
And educate yourself. So Chris,
Okay.
so we kind of know each other from way back when. I don't think I know a lot. I know some things about you, not a lot of things. So 5 questions with D. Daniels, drinks with D. Favorite hobby or activity? I'm thinking golf.
I'm thinking it's golf.
Okay. And
Golf is definitely
Were you
on there.
carrying the team on Friday at the Grand Scramble?
Well,
Or
we had a really nice spread of kind of everything. I was hitting the ball really well off the tee, and that's not real normal. And one of the guys that we expected a lot from, he got a little hooky. But well, yeah, you get hit a hook, it goes this way. Hit a slice, it goes this way.
Okay.
So he was hooking some.
there's
into the,
always
into
one.
The trees.
There's always one on every team. I'm telling you.
But let me tell you, when he connected right,
Yeah.
my drive didn't matter. But
Okay.
I contributed more drives than normal, so
That's
I
good.
played well.
Pat yourself on the
Made a couple. I did make 2 putts that were really nice putts. Otherwise, no. That group is fun because everybody, like, we're never gonna win because we don't have one real star. But what happens is when you can spread that out over
Yeah.
you can spread 4 shots out like that.
That's a beautiful thing about doing a scramble. It's
Yeah.
like I doing the scramble.
But
for golf.
and we had one person on the team who he does best when he doesn't think he has to worry. So we always have him hit first. And then if he hits a good one, then we could, there were times where you got to drive in the middle of the fairway and you're like, okay, guys, Happy Gilmore this because we already got a good one. So
right.
golf is probably yes.
I wish I had more time. I've only been out once this year. I'm trying to get out again. It just doesn't work with kids and therapies.
Yeah,
and
I've
driving.
played a lot this year, but that's the beauty
Good
of,
for you.
of having your kids
I'm
get old.
Jealous. I know. Well,
Then you
I
just
have
hope-
to have respite for.
Then you
Grant,
just
so.
hope they'll come visit.
That's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah.
That's Sad Chris podcast. Chris, what's your favorite food?
That is tough. I would probably say a steak that I made by myself.
You don't look. You can't see. This is funny because I get beef from the farm in Eldred from my brother still, and my husband will go out and like order a burger or order a steak, and I'm like, "We have a freezer full. What are you doing, man?"
Well, and I like to make it myself.
Yeah.
Because, and that's, and I'm frugal.
Yeah. Well.
If I go buy a steak and it costs whatever $18 a pound,
Yeah. Well, beef is expensive now.
but
it's what's for
but
dinner.
then if I buy a pound of it and I make 2 8-ounce steaks, one for me, one for my son who comes over on Sundays to do laundry.
Yeah.
That's $20.
Yeah.
Well, I ain't getting fed for $20. I ain't getting fed a steak that good for $20.
not in a restaurant
and so
anymore.
I don't know if it's that.
I
but
like to eat
I
at
really-
home myself.
I'd like to cook in general, but I would probably have to say a steak that's been done really
We
well.
grilled some really good Esslinger beef steaks on Sunday at our house, and my husband goes, "Oh, that's good. That's good stuff."
Yeah.
There's nothing better. I'm sorry. When you get older, I don't know. I like to eat out once in a while, but I
don't.
and I'm not that age now. Being 55, it is true that you eat the smaller meals. It's like you're like, I would say have an appetizer, please, and a cup of water and some tequila.
Yeah, or you go to the restaurant and you order the 6-ounce steak and you're like,
yeah. I just have an issue. Grew up on a farm and we had cattle and everything. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't have to pay for. Oh no, chicken. Yeah, we had chickens too, but I'm like, I don't know.
yeah.
We didn't have mozzarella sticks on the farm, so we didn't raise those. So I'll buy those at our restaurant. All right.
Another one.
Favorite movie or TV show, Chris Kalash? Either or both. Do you have like a show that you like had to watch? You were saying Seinfeld earlier.
I really, really liked Seinfeld.
I did
would
too.
say that.
I think
that's
I've seen
probably an
every
easy one.
episode.
I think I finally did because I watched it beginning to end on Netflix. Like I said, I sort of sucked my son in, and he put up with it. So
Yeah.
if he was around, like we did, I didn't watch when he wasn't around. But otherwise, like what I do now is I find something on a streaming
Yeah.
platform, and then I just watch it beginning to end.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll go back and
binge
find
watch.
like one of the ones that I've watched more than twice is Friday Night Lights.
See, I don't think I've ever watched that one. I don't
really-
know.
I
And
really
I probably
like that.
just like when you have kids
Yeah.
and stuff, you can't
You
always.
know,
I get into the murder shows, and my
Yeah, and I
husband's
watch-
always like,
well-
"You're going to kill me," and I'm like, "Well, don't make me angry."
I watched Sons of Anarchy again not that long ago, and when that got over, I started watching the whatever, Mayans, the one that came after it. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a lot of subtitles in that. So I got started watching it.
So you had to pause it so you could read.
I got started watching that when I was married, and she didn't want to read TV, so I'm just.
Subtitles are exhausting.
They are.
I don't know. Sometimes I'll come home and like if my kid will hit the remote and close captions on, and I'm like, oh, what the? What?
Oh, I don't.
What?
I like the closed captions, but the subtitles can be a little bit tough.
Well, there's sometimes even on
Hulu's
those
really
stream-
nice to me. They put subtitles in yellow, but all the closed captioning is in white. So I know if there's nothing wrong with my ears, they're speaking Spanish.
Do you ever like start watching a show and whatever streaming channel or what it is, but you're like, oh, like that looks interesting, and I click on it, and then it's like from a different country, and they're dubbing, it's the act, and I'm like, I can't watch it because their lips aren't matching what the words are, and I'm like, I'm too OCD, it freaks me out, and I'm like, but this looks really, I can't. 15 minutes in, I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do that.
So I suppose my answer is probably, I went with Friday Night Lights. I don't
Okay, there you go. Chris, something people don't know about you.
A lot of people don't know that in college I was a CNA.
Really?
So I worked in a nursing home as a CNA, and it taught me a lot, and it comes in handy as heaven knows I don't do any of that work now.
Yeah, but it's the empathy part of it, and
there's some empathy, and there's also just enough medical knowledge that I can be, that I can understand. I need to back off and let someone who's still certified or still licensed do that.
Yep.
But if somebody fell down and needed to be lifted, like even in my personal life, when my father's health wasn't that good, I knew how to help him transfer out of his wheelchair.
Yeah. I think empathy as an adult, I think empathy is one of the most important things that I think I've learned.
I've had some people literally just their jaw drop when I told them I was a CNA in college.
What's funny part, and you're probably I think you're a couple years younger than me, right?
Just one, based on what you said.
I'm 55. In your 50s or even in my 40s, I felt great. In your 50s, it's like you don't care, and then you're just like not afraid. I think our parents' generation was different. Like they were like, you became stagnant and you didn't want to you pigeonholed yourself. This is what I'm doing or whatever. But it's like, why not experience new things in life? Why not learn something new? Why not learn a new skill? Why not try something new, And I think I'm hoping that I'm going to live forever, so my son will be okay. But I mean, I encourage people to try something new. And that might be volunteering, And even, I always say to my daughter, why don't you go start reading to in some of the nursing homes and, things like that.
Probably love it, to be honest.
I mean, she has empathy. Obviously, she grows up with a special needs brother. But I mean, I think that's what's missing in this world a little bit. And I don't know if it's social media's taking that away or whatever. People in this world are a lot of them are nasty now. But
it probably
empathy.
has. Like when I do something good like that, I literally have asked myself walking out the door, why don't I volunteer there more?
Why didn't I do it
Why don't
sooner?
I go help with that?
I mean, people's lives are busy, but I mean, everybody's busy. When people say, I'm too busy for that, I'm like, no, everybody's busy.
Are you too busy, or do you really just want to sit on the couch?
Binging Netflix and eating Cheetos?
I do some of that, yes.
Well, I know, but everybody needs that time to decompress, too, so that's a whole other thing. So I'm off my soapbox now. So Chris Kalash, final question. Favorite drink? Alcoholic, non-alcoholic, both, whatever you want to throw out there. This is really good from Shakers on Third.
This is pretty
Tequila Me Smalls.
Tequila Me Smalls.
And thanks to Little Lights Pediatric Therapy for being our sponsor again today. Are you a coffee guy?
I am a coffee guy, but coffee's just a necessity. I'm a black coffee guy.
It's the healthiest
I really
thing for
like
you.
Diet Coke, preferably out of the fountain.
A fountain pop?
Fountain pop.
See, I do like fountain, but I do Diet Coke.
I do Diet Coke, yeah. Diet Coke out of the fountain.
Yeah, and I don't know why it tastes better. Fountain pop tastes
better than an alcoholic drink.
Are you saying you didn't drink anything at the golf scramble on Friday?
I'm not saying that.
I didn't think he was going to say that.
Your people plied us with Jello
my
shots.
people. Well, my volunteers are very generous.
Your people plied us with Jello
well,
shots.
I had amazing
pudding shots.
I have great friends who made those things.
And
I had people asking for pudding shots recipes.
And they had the drink cart lady had a couple of things
well,
out.
We want our people to be happy. We want everyone
as
to
I
be
said,
happy.
and I play with good guys. They know that I don't really like to drink much on the golf course. I'm happy to have a couple afterwards. I had a couple, but I didn't.
It was so hot.
When I said no, I'll just buy a Gatorade at the turn. Everything was good.
Yeah, I know. It was miserably hot, though. So,
Yeah.
Chris Kalash, Suits and Boots, and Carlsen. The event is going to be August 13th, 1603 main events. Keep that in mind. Tickets are still available. Still looking
Yes.
for sponsors. Still looking for auction items. Hey, we need some volunteers. You got a little time there on August? So what time if they're volunteer? What time do you need them there?
It would vary.
Social hours at 5:30.
Get in touch.
So.
Social hours 5:30. So if you have time in the afternoon, you could help us set up. If you want to help during the event, which you'd be more than welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I'll buy your meal then. You can. We can set it up so you show up about 5 o'clock, so you know what your job's going to be. Get in touch and we'll talk to you.
We'll work
call
around
you
your
and
schedule.
I'll call you, or I'll have our events person Brooke get in touch, and she can ask you what you want to do or what times you're available. I mean, I'd probably ask some of those things first,
Mm-hmm.
but either way.
Yeah, absolutely. If you have a little bit of time, I mean, I know summers are crazy here.
Yep.
We
Well,
us here
it's
in North
short.
Dakota try to pack a year's worth of stuff in 3 months, which is unfortunate. But I'm excited for the event. It's coming up August 13th, 1603 main event. And Carlsen, if you don't know a lot, it's been around for 85 years. And Carlsen, learn a little bit about people with special needs and things like that. So I do want to thank Little Lights Pediatric Therapy, Shakers on 3rd, for our drink sponsor again today. This is Drinks with D, and we're gonna talk to Chris, and we're gonna figure out something on Facebook to give away some tickets. So you can also catch us on Roku TV. And thanks to Stacey Sturm, who's in the other room, for URL Radio.
And
Drinks
if I
with
could
D.
just throw one last thing,
one
and
last
don't
thing.
forget,
Final.
if you come to the event, your MC is going to be just as great as today's host.
Oh my God, look at him. And I'm going to have a cowgirl dress. Maybe even a cowbell. Should I have a cowbell?
Yeah, then
bring
I
my
can
own-
yell more cowbell.
More cowbell? Yeah, you know how I am. I like a good challenge. All right, Chris, have yourself a great rest of the day. It's Drinks with
Thanks
D,
for having me,
everybody.
Dee.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening to Drinks with D. Remember to subscribe and follow on social media. Cheers.